APEC members urged to embrace shared prosperity philosophy. Ministry of Primary Industries to confront EU on palm oil discrimination. Good evening, welcome to News on 2. I'm Jessica Lee. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has shot down a proposal by the United States to reschedule the cancelled Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC meeting in the United States next month, calling it unnecessary. Now, responding to a question on details and consideration for declining to attend the rescheduled meeting after President Donald Trump sent his special ambassador to extend the invitation, Tun Dr. Mahathir reiterated it was not necessary in the first place.
I think it was not necessary in the first place. Chile has actually done a good deal of work in their preparation, and nobody else can do 1 year's work like Chile. And if you have just a meeting called impromptu meeting call. So that is why we decided that it was not necessary.
The Prime Minister said this when asked on the proposal to reschedule the APEC leaders meeting following the cancellation by Chile in November and to have it in the United States next month. Meanwhile, commenting on the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership or RCEP, Dr. Mahathir urged some trade protection for smaller economies in order to help them compete in international free trade. In expressing his concern, the Premier said small economies usually are not the main beneficiary of free trade, unlike big economies.
Proposal to reschedule APEC.
Some members of these free trade groups are very advanced in manufacturing, and they produce a whole lot of things that they can export and are actually desired by the other members. On the other hand, the smaller countries just beginning to industrialize find that they cannot compete with the old industrialized country. So there must be some protection.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said it to the media after the launch of APEC 2020 Malaysia in Cyberjaya. On another note, Dr. Mahathir also called on all APEC members to embrace the shared prosperity philosophy and include it in their current economic model. He said he had chosen the theme optimizing human potential towards the future of shared prosperity for next year's gathering, which indicated the importance of shared prosperity philosophy.
APEC is well positioned to capitalize on its strength of voluntary, non-binding and consensus decision-making to instill and advocate more meaningful results in the global trade and investment arena. As a reality check, APEC initiatives must now move past liberalization initiatives to be more inclusive and involve all segments of the population.
The Premier added that more importantly, Malaysia would like to see the concept of shared prosperity driving the post-2020 vision for APEC, and the philosophy cascades to every work that APEC undertakes moving forward. All quarters need to be involved in order to achieve the objective of the Defence White Paper or KPP. Now, this is vital to draft the long-term strategies to ensure the safety, sovereignty and prosperity of the country. Defence Minister Mohammad Sabu stressed that the KPP was developed by taking into account the involvement and views of all quarters. This includes the cooperation with several strategic countries in developing the KPP. Mohammad Sabu said the involvement of the non-Malay military is getting higher and more people are needed to be involved in the field.
Saya lihat tadi ada peningkatan di kalangan bukan Melayu lah, dan India dan China, dan kita mau lebih banyak lagi pada masa akan datang yang non-Malay ini menyertai Angkatan Tentera.
Muhammad Sabu was met after officiating the Malaysia Administration and Staff Course or KPSM Diploma Graduation Ceremony Series 48/2019 in Kuala Lumpur. Now, most commercial companies are prepared to abide by the new provisions of the Section 17A of the MACC Act 2009, which will be effective in June 2020. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Chief Commissioner Latifah Koya said the provisions were not only focused on corruption, but would also take those people who ordered the corrupt practice to court. Section 17A of the MACC Act 2009 was passed by Parliament on April last year. It provides that where an offence is committed by a commercial organisation, the director, controller, officer, partner and persons managing its affairs at the time of commission of the offence is deemed to have committed the offence of failing to prevent corruption. Latifah said there was an encouraging number of companies and organisations that seek MACC's advices over the preventive measures in combating corruption.
Pihak MACC mempunyai apa yang dikatakan pusat latihan ataupun training bagi pegawai-pegawai dan syarikat-syarikat untuk mengetahui bagaimana untuk meletakkan langkah-langkah pencegahan rasuah itu, anti-corruption plan yang mempunyai certification yang boleh dikatakan adequate measures lah. Okay.
The number of flood evacuees in Kelantan and Terengganu registered a decline this evening. As at 5 p.m., the number of evacuees in Kelantan dropped to 12,360 people, while in Terengganu, the number dropped to 899 people. In Kelantan, 6 temporary relief centres in Kota Baru and Tanah Merah have been closed. Now, according to Info Bencana JKM application, Pasir Mas recorded the highest number of evacuees with 8,941 people from 3,543 families who are being housed at 21 temporary relief centres. The number of evacuees at 7 centres in Tumpat had risen to 3,148 evacuees, while Pasir Puteh remains at 80. Another 191 people from 49 families were being accommodated at 4 relief centres in Kuala Krai. Meanwhile, in Terengganu, the number of evacuees dropped to 899 compared to 1,256 at 1 p.m. All the 232 families were housed at 7 relief centres in 3 districts, namely Kuala Terengganu, Setiu and Kuala Nerus. Meanwhile, Kelantan police have beefed up security along the Malaysia-Thailand border, especially in Pasir Mas and Tumpat, to check smuggling during the flood season. Its chief, Dato' Hasanuddin Hassan, said the impact of river overflow had caused the border areas to be as wide as the ocean, forcing the police to step up border patrols with the cooperation of Malaysian Armed Forces.
Pihak ATM pun memang diletakkan dalam keadaan standby di situ. PDRM of course lah, kita ada Marine, tugas dan juga lain-lain elemen yang tak perlu saya rungkaikan di sini lah, di kawasan sempadan tu. Walaupun kita tidak ada sempadan sebab air, nampak semua air, tetapi sempadan tetap ada.
He also reminded the public to continue to use legal routes to enter the country. Dato' Hasanuddin said this at the Kelantan Police Contingent Headquarters. Meanwhile, he said Rantau Panjang Police Station in Pasir Mas, as well as Kuala Jambu and Simpangan Police Stations in Tumpat were still operating as normal, although they were located in the flood-prone areas. Now, the Office of the Deputy Defence Minister will file a police report over an allegation that the idea of smuggling the ashes of former Malayan Communist Party or PKM leader Chin Peng was purportedly mooted by Deputy Defence Minister Liu Chin Tong. The Deputy Minister's Office, in a statement released today, said the allegation carried by blogger Raja Petra Kamarudin in his article yesterday titled "The Fake Ashes of Chin Peng" was malicious. The statement also said that the Deputy Defence Minister has never made any comment on the matter and views Raja Petra's slanderous article as serious. The statement added that all parties have been urged to calm down and not to spread the slander. The media had reported that the ashes of Chin Peng, whose real name is Ong Boon Hua, were brought into the country on the 16th of September and scattered into the sea near Lumut Perak and in the jungles in Titiwangsa Range in Pahang without any memorial or markers. Perak police arrested 30 individuals, including a woman believed to be involved in an online loan scamming syndicate in 2 raids at a condominium in Ipoh. All suspects aged between 24 to 34 were detained in a joint operation with Bukit Aman Commercial Crime Investigation Department at about 2 p.m. yesterday. Perak Commercial Crime Investigation Department CCID Chief Superintendent Hasbullah Abdul Rahman said early investigations found the syndicate offered 5,000 to 50,000 ringgit money as loans to their victims.
Kesemua tangkapan ini bertindak sebagai pemanggil kepada mangsa-mangsa yang ingin membuat pinjaman. Mereka menawarkan pinjaman namun meminta mangsa membayar terlebih dahulu. Contohnya membayar legal fees, processing fees dan sebagainya.
Speaking in a media conference at the Perak Police Contingent Headquarters in Ipoh, Superintendent Hasbullah said police had received 4 reports involving the same syndicate. Investigations showed that 3 of the suspects have had previous criminal and drug-related arrests. Police also seized 27 various brands of mobile phones as well as documents that contain information of the victims. The suspects were brought to the Ipoh Magistrates Court to be remanded, and the case is being investigated under Section 420 of the Penal Code. Coming up next, International Halal Authority Board confirms Malaysia's position as global halal leader.
Kita semua terdedah kepada risiko bencana. NADMA akan menguji keberkesanan inisiatif baru kami menyampaikan amaran awal melalui SMS. Rakyat perlu peka kepada mesej yang dikeluarkan dan mengambil langkah-langkah yang perlu apabila menerima mesej tersebut.
The Ministry of Primary Industries is raring to confront the European Union or EU on its palm oil discrimination through filing Malaysia's case with the World Trade Organization or WTO. Its Deputy Minister, Datuk Sri Syamsul Iskandar Muhammad Akin, said the ministry has enlisted the cooperation of the Attorney General's Chambers, Ministry of International Trade and Industry and Ministry of Foreign Affairs in studying the case and preparing the relevant legal materials.
Mengambil kira kepentingan industri sawit kepada negara termasuk pembangunan sosioekonomi lebih 3 juta rakyat Malaysia yang terlibat dengan industri sawit, kerajaan berpendirian adalah wajar untuk Malaysia mengambil tindakan yang lebih tegas terhadap EU yang dilihat mendiskriminasi negara pengeluar minyak sawit.
Speaking at Dewan Rakyat, Datuk Sri Syamsul said Malaysia had the basis to challenge the EU through the dispute settlement body under the WTO. Based on preliminary review and evaluation, he said the policy stated in the delegated regulation under EU Red 2 was found to be in violation of WTO principles under the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade 1994 and the Agreement on Technical Barriers to Trade. The Water, Land and Natural Resources Ministry has assured that the joint billing effort for water supply and India Water Consortium or IWK, Sdn Bhd sewerage services will lead to tariff increase. Its Minister, Datuk Dr. A. Xavier Jayakumar, said the move would facilitate the payment process as customers would receive and pay one bill for both services between water supply operator and the sewerage company.
Selain itu, pelanggan hanya perlu menghubungi satu pusat hubungan sekiranya pelanggan mempunyai sebarang pertanyaan atau aduan berkenaan bil kerana terdapat kaki tangan pihak IWK yang akan berada di pejabat bekalan air. Pelanggan tidak perlu lagi menghubungi talian yang berlainan untuk isu perkhidmatan bekalan air dan perkhidmatan pembentongan.
Dr. Xavier said this in reply to a question from Nibung Tebal MP Datuk Mansur Osman, who wanted to know the extent of the government's efforts to integrate the water supply bill with the IWK sewerage bill and its effect on the government and the people at Dewan Rakyat. He said the implementation of the Integrated Bill pilot project, which was implemented in the Federal Territory of Labuan effective March 2016, had a positive impact on the IWK in the event of a rise in the company's cumulative rate in the region. Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siu Fook says up till 2nd of December this year, 91,978 e-hailing drivers have successfully obtained their passenger service vehicle or PSV licenses since it was introduced on the 1st of April, adding that 42,818 of them have failed the test. He, however, said this is a cumulative figure and many of them have retaken and passed the exam. Commenting further on the matter, Loke said that there were 358,944 active PSV licenses, which includes e-hailing, bus and taxi drivers.
Kewujudan kenderaan e-hailing dapat memberikan peluang kepada penumpang untuk memilih perkhidmatan awam yang lebih cepat, murah dan efisien dalam menuju ke sesuatu destinasi. Dengan menggunakan perkhidmatan e-hailing, ia dapat memberikan keselesaan kepada penumpang dan memudahkan penumpang untuk bergerak ke mana-mana, terutamanya dalam kawasan bandaraya tanpa mengira masa dan tambang yang lebih berpatutan.
Speaking at the Dewan Rakyat today, Loke added that e-hailing drivers who have failed the test to obtain PSV license more than 3 times will be given a special verbal version of the test. He noted that this is part of the government's efforts to assist e-hailing drivers to obtain the licenses. The establishment of the International Halal Authority Hub or IHUB confirmed the position of Malaysia as a global halal leader through the recognition of the authorities and halal certification bodies abroad. Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Fuzia Saleh, said the body was part of the initiative of the Malaysian Islamic Development Department or JAKIM to safeguard the interests of Muslims in halal certifications of halal food products and services.
IHUB yang dianggotai oleh pihak berkuasa dan badan pensijilan halal dari 45 buah negara mampu menggerakkan matlamat ke arah penyeragaman dan pengharmonian proses pelaksanaan pensijilan halal di kebanyakan negara di dunia. IHUB akan menjadi platform dalam mengukuhkan kedudukan Malaysia sebagai peneraju halal global melalui pelaksanaan pengiktirafan pihak berkuasa dan badan pensijilan halal luar negara.
Speaking at Dewan Rakyat, Fuzia also announced that Malaysia had been appointed as IHUB Chairman and Secretary General for the 2019-2021 term during the IHUB General Meeting on the 1st of April. Touching about BMF, she said the government, through religious agencies, had agreed to help promote halal products sought by Muslim entrepreneurs, including through social media. Fuzia said this was decided in a religious agency post-cabinet meeting recently.
Makanan import seperti daging dan produk.
Coming up in sport, Malaysia's men go down to Indonesia in badminton team final. Defending champions Indonesia beat Malaysia 3-1 to claim gold in the men's badminton team event at the SEA Games in Manila today. Asian Games gold medalist Jonathan Christie gave Indonesia a flying start by beating Lee Jizia in straight games 21-9, 21-17. Aaron Chia saw Wei Yik level the contest by claiming a convincing 21-17, 21-13 win over world number 5 Farja Alfian Muhammad Rian Ardianto. Anthony Ginting dropped the first game to Sung Ju Wen but came back strongly to win in 3 games. Ginting won 13-21, 21-15, 21-18 in 69 minutes. Malaysia needed to win the second doubles to stay alive, but Wahyu Pangkaranira and Ade Santoso overcame Ong Yu Sin and Teo Yi 21-16, 21-19 to give Indonesia their 6th straight goal in the event. Henry Cavill is all in on his Netflix fantasy series The Witcher, with production on season 2 beginning early next year. But the 36-year-old British actor says the door hasn't closed on a return to playing Superman in the DC cinematic universe.